Healthy living encompasses body, mind, and spirit. If our mind and bodies are healthy, our spirits can soar above the earthly confines of the physical world. Therefore, keeping ourselves healthy in all ways is of vital importance. In our Healthy Living program, we are delighted to be able to present you with a series of interviews with leading experts and discussions on innovative research. We seek to provide some fun, practical, and simple approaches to address your health on all levels. Welcome to the world of healthy living. Maybe you are like many of us who live in a city, surrounded by ideas of how to improve the planet and how to stop global warming, but still without a really good idea on how to start the process. Supreme Master Television traveled to Pasadena to visit a very interesting family who live an inspiring and beautiful green lifestyle in the midst of the city. Not only do they live off their own land, they also sell and make a living by cultivating organically grown fruits and vegetables grown from a piece of land that is a mere 1/10 of an acre in size. Would you like your energy bill to be only $19 per month for a household of 5 in Pasadena? The energy is even clean, green wind energy. How about learning how to grow organic vegetables and even make biofuel? How do they live this almost totally green life, you may ask? So did Supreme Master Television. That's why we decided to visit them to investigate just exactly how one can live a green life in the middle of the city. Let's join the Dervaes family in Pasadena and find out more about their organization, Path to Freedom, on today's episode of Healthy Living.
Well, it was a home. It was our family home, and we've turned it into a homestead. And because it's in the city of Pasadena, surrounded by all the urban development, we call it an urban homestead. Well, first and foremost, we grow our own food. We try to grow as much as possible on 1/5 of an acre of land in the city. And so our first concern was to get good, wholesome, pure food to our table. And after that, we kind of expanded. We went into energy conservation, producing our own solar energy, and then we even went into fuel, making our own fuel with biodiesel. And now we're on a project of water conservation and water reclamation. So that's one in the works. It was a home that we could was called fixer-upper home, so it needed a lot of work. But I bought it for the land value. It had a good sized property, and I bought it for my children when they were growing up to play. But after they grew up and I had all this land, I figured, what can I, actually do with the property instead of move to the country, which everybody would love to do, except it costs more. And if everybody left the city, who would be here? And we weren't really sure of ourselves as, as farmers. So we use this as a kind of a basic training ground. And slowly but surely, we learned how to grow our own food. It was a long process, but in 2001. We decided, instead of being a hobby, we wanted to make it into a business. We wanted to make grow as much food as possible, and make this our living, our place of work. And instead of having food as people would do in a garden, have it like extra bonus. We wanted to be for real. We wanted to grow our own food with the mission to be self-sufficient.
Jules says that his green fingers are something that he inherited from his ancestors.
Well, that goes back to my ancestry. My parents and grandparents, and it seems like very far back, they were in the nursery business. So that they had kind of passed it along, maybe I guess you could say in the genes. And I was always around growing things. My father grew quite a bit on his property, but there were ornamentals. So he did it for show. He liked to have a pretty place. But when I came here and I had a family, and I realized the cost of food was so expensive, cost of good food, organic food, was just out beyond most people's pocketbook, then I decided, well, I have to do something, and I'll take my knowledge from way back and apply it to growing food instead of just ornamentals. So we grew vegetables. And the first ones we grew were herbs, and kind of the easy ones like tomatoes and corn and beans, which you could get, no problem. But then we started expanding into fruit and into berries and to many other specialty crops, heirloom tomatoes, heirloom and niche vegetables that we can also sell. So we became so good at it that we had surplus, and we still needed to live here. So we sell the surplus to restaurants and caterers and other customers in the area, and that makes up the difference. So we can go to the store and buy the stuff that we can't grow here, like the beans, dry beans, spaghetti, bread, and butter.
Even though the family is not entirely self-sufficient, they are definitely working towards it.
We are on the road to self-sufficiency, so we consider it a journey. And every year we try to get a little bit further down the road. Every year we get a little bit farther down the road. And we have direct self-sufficiency, where we grow our own tomatoes that goes to our table. We grow some heirloom tomatoes, which we sell to the restaurants, and then turn that into cash, which then we go to the store and buy the stuff that we cannot grow here. So it's still involving this piece of land, but there's two ways to look at it. And then we also have a little bit of other income from crafts and from and doing odd jobs around the community. My daughters go out and serve tea at a local tea house. We take odd jobs here and there, and we also run workshops. So it's a combination of things. The food is the number one, but we also have outside odd jobs.
How often do they go to the grocery store?
Well, let's see. I would like to say never, but that would be nice. That might be my goal, but that's not practical. So what we're doing now is we're on a project to stretch the time between grocery store visits. So now we're once every 3 weeks, I believe, that we go to the store and we buy in bulk. About 2 or 3 years ago, we were good at it. We went to once every 8 weeks, but we backslid. You know, and we get busy and we can't coordinate everything. So we're trying to stretch it now. Maybe by the end of summer, we'll try once every 4 weeks. So it's just a progress chart in our heads that we want to make sure that we're not complacent, that we want to keep trying to be self-sufficient. So we'll do more things to prove that we are self-sufficient.